Hello, everybody. My name's Heather, and this is Ryan, and we are with Westwave. So one of the largest issues in rare disease treatment is catering for all the unique requirements of the illness. And even if the disease can be categorized under a larger disorder, it may need specific treatments or equipment that are difficult to use. So we really wanted to improve the diagnosis and monitoring process by tailoring this process to the disease itself. And as proof of concept, we made one such tailored solution for West syndrome, which is a rare early childhood epileptic disorder, which is characterized by small frequent seizures that occur at night and by the locking of joints on the arms. And it needs to be diagnosed as early as possible in childhood so that it can stop the disease from leading to later disabilities in life. So, however, there are a lot of problems with the current diagnosis process. For example, the high cost and inconvenience of in-clinic assessments leads patients to wait months between assessments, and then this leads to clinicians being unable to have the amount of data that they really need to properly diagnose this disorder. And on the other hand, there are some at-home treatments, EEG treatments, which monitor the detection of the behavior in the brain. However, these are intimidating and complicated. A lot of times, sometimes they're not intended for clinical use. Also, there are none of these EEG helmets that work in tandem with baby cameras and detecting the limb extension, which are very necessary for diagnosing West syndrome.
So we've created the world's first at-home EEG kit that can help with this early diagnosis. It is tri-sensor, so it has not only the EEG that you're recording, but also camera data, as well as limb data coming as well in real time to the clinician. It's easy for a caregiver to install at home, and it's also wireless. And so now we're going to run through a demo. Of what a caregiver would experience in terms of working with this at home. So they pull up an app on their smartphone, go to install the cap. Initially, this is the EEG device. And there's one of our team members with the cap, with the sensors there. She's demoing it here in front of you. And there's some data that we recorded. And then it confirms the data is transmitting. And then we have the flex band. And there's it in real time as well as on the screen. And there's real data that we have from that. And then the camera, we actually used a Kinect to do infrared recording so that you could record at night. And then it confirms that it's transmitting.
So altogether, the Flex kit, the Westwave kit will include all three of those things: the EEG beanie, the camera, and the Flex band, which overall will help to help with earlier diagnosis and potentially prevent all of the errors and the really debilitating mental disorders that occur later in life as a result of West syndrome. Thank you.
Question, have you considered what other types of conditions you can detect with these adaptive devices that you can put on the body, or cameras that can detect different types of motions and other types of distress?
So yes, actually we did. So we wanted to target this specific kit to West syndrome. So our whole idea is to have like a kit that is specifically for West syndrome, and so that people with rare disorders such as West syndrome would feel specifically cared for. But this kit could be modulated to do things for like other epileptic disorders. Maybe if there are disorders that don't involve locking of arms, so maybe you wouldn't include the flex band feature, so therefore like reducing the cost of the kit. And maybe you could have other features, like the camera could be trained on the face of the child. It could detect things like eye motion fluttering and so on. But we wanted to focus this specific kit for West syndrome.
Question here. So is the suggestion that you test every baby with this kit, or is there a genetic test that would make the babies more susceptible? What is the market size for who would use this kit?
So it would basically be, so you have 2 to 3 babies in 10,000 are diagnosed with this. But in terms of the risk, it would be whenever a primary care physician has, it is their opinion that they need to be assessed with this. Currently, they're doing 72-hour in-clinic assessments. And so this would be something that could be sent to the home with the caregiver at the direction of the primary care physician. So it would just be at their discretion.
And so just follow-up question to that, who would actually pay for this? Would the caregiver, say the parent, be paying for the, yeah?
The idea would be the provider would, because if you can prevent the disease from progressing, you can then save the need for other treatments later.
And a question about signal quality and how many electrodes are actually transmitting data.
21, is that correct? 21 in a 2110 configuration.
Thank you.